Okay, magandang umaga po sa inyo lahat. Napilitan po tayo na magsagawa ng session na mas maaga ng konti sapagkat ang kapiling natin ay ang kasalukuyang chef de mission ng Team Pilipinas para po sa gaganaping 2023 Southeast Asian Games ngayong Mayo sa Cambodia na ipapakilala natin kay Sir Ed Andayan ng People's Tonight. Welcome to Sports on Air Weekly. Today is November 24, 2022. Si Gab Peras po ito. Mamaya, makakasama natin si Herves kung makakaabol man lang at si Jean Malalom ng Philippine News Agency na nagbabalik muli sa ating Sports on Air Weekly. Sir Ed, the floor is yours.
Okay, thank you, Gab. And again, good morning to all of you and welcome to this 48th episode of our Sports on Air Weekly. Gab, nakaka-48 episodes tayo for the year and we're very happy na makakasama natin ngayon ang Chef de Missions ng Philippine team sa darating na Southeast Asian Games sa Cambodia. Si Sir Chito Loyzaga. Si Sir Chito, matagal na nating nasusubaybayan ito mula pa nung playing days niya, no? sa San Beda, sa PBA, hanggang maging commissioner ng Philippine Sports Commission. Ngayon, isa sa mga ginagalang nating sports leaders. So makakasama din natin ngayon ang ating kaibigan from the Philippine News Agency, si Jean Malalom. Of course, si Gab Pereras nga kanina. And mag-uusapan natin ang Philippine participation sa darating na Southeast Asian Games. Sir Chito, thank you for joining us this morning and kumusta po kayo?
Well, unang-una, maraming salamat Ed and good morning to everyone there, particularly our listeners over, correct me if I'm wrong, is it Facebook and meron ba din YouTube?
Meron po sa YouTube.
Okay, and then I guess online on Sports on Air. I don't know if you have your own website, but to all our listeners, a pleasant good morning to everyone. I hope lahat kayo ay nasa mabuting kalagayan. And thank you for joining us this morning and we will have a very interesting discussion today.
Actually, may website po ang Sports on Air, kaya napapanood din po tayo. sportsonair.co. So Ed,
Okay, Sir Chito, ako na ang unang magtatanong, no? Banggit nga natin kanina sa seniority. So, una ako dito sa mga kasama ko, no? Si Jean at si Gab. Sir Chito, itong darating na Southeast Asian Games na kung saan na-appoint ka nga ni POC President Bambol Tolentino bilang Chef de Mission, alam natin na bagong challenge ito sa iyo, no? Matagal ka na namin nasubaybayan as a player sa PBA, naging commissioner ka nga sa Philippine Sports Commission. Well, naging deputy chef de mission ka sa Asian Beach Games, no, sa Oman. But itong Southeast Asian Games, ibang pagsubok na naman sa iyo. Kumusta ba itong paghahanda ng ating Team Philippines sa darating na Southeast Asian Games sa Cambodia sa May 5 to 12?
Well, for the information of everyone, alam nyo, of course, we've been having the Southeast Asian Games for quite some time already. But I guess maybe I can say that this coming Southeast Asian Game in Cambodia would be, I guess, the most challenging during this time, or during this decade, or even in the past 2 decades. No? And mainly because this is the first time that Cambodia will host the Southeast Asian Games. So again, in fairness to Cambodia, syempre, may magkakaroon ng birth pains sa kanila yan, merong pagkakamali, may pagkukulang, dahil first-timer lang sila. No? Though they have participated in other Southeast Asian events, but this is the first time they will host. So, syempre, as a host, I'm sure gusto rin nila bonggang-bongga yung hosting nila, and of course, for the benefit naman of their people and of their country, they also want to have a good performance, no? So yan yung scenario natin. That's what we're getting into Okay? So, at this point, though sa May pa naman yan, preparations individually are different NSAs that will participate have already started. And if I'm not mistaken, it has started even a few months ago. No? So individually, all our NSAs are busy in the preparations for the coming Southeast Asian Games. I will stop there. Baka meron pa kayong ibang tanong pa instead of me just explaining everything na in one go. Naka-mute ka, Ed?
Yes, Chito, no, nabanggit ni President Bumble na ang gusto nga ng POC yung full participation ng Team Philippines dito sa Cambodia SEA Games, and meron tayong more than 800 athletes na ipapadala sa 49 sports, no? Well, nababanggit din na ito yung pinakamaraming medals at stakes, no, sa SEA Games history, na mayroong 608 medals na nakataya dito sa Vietnam, ay sa Cambodia SEA Games. So ano po ba yung marching order ni President Bumble since nung ma-appoint ka as Deputy Chef de Mission, at gayon din kasama si Deputy Chef de Mission si Paolo Tangcontian, saka si Coach Len Escolante, no? Ano ba yung marching order ng ating Pangulo from the POC para maging successful itong campaign natin sa Cambodia?
Well, as you mentioned earlier, Ed, no, at this point, the marching orders really was, as you said, we will participate, no, in as much as possible in all the events that we can participate in. No? Alam mo, may konting kiliti itong ang preparasyon ng Cambodia. No? Siyempre, we know from history that once you are a host of Southeast Asian Games, medyo yung mga patakaran at yung patakbo ng tournaments, medyo pabor sa host. Diba? So, alam na natin yan. So, ganun ang naging sitwasyon. So, once Cambodia has offered all the participating countries yung lineup of events and sports where we can participate in, we want to make sure that all of these events and sports will be participated by the Philippines. No? At this point, yun ang marching orders. Actually, hindi lang sa akin, sa lahat ng NSA. Sa lahat ng NSA. And there are some NSAs that even really have to make adjustments and alternative preparations, because there are some sports, though not under their NSA, might have similar in execution, similar in discipline. So they were now tasked to make the necessary adjustments so that we can still participate in these events.
Sir Chito, nung last time na nag-host tayo ng SEA Games sa Manila noong 2019, nakuha nga natin yung overall championships, no, with almost 1,000 athletes. And then itong nung nakalipas sa SEA Games sa Vietnam, we failed to make it sa top 3, no, although we also sent 635 athletes. Dito sa darating na SEA Games sa Cambodia, meron na ba tayong tinitignan na possible finish? I'm sure gusto natin na makapasok tayo sa top 3, and may mga discussions na rin sigurado sa mga meetings mo with the different NSA officials, no, sa mga medal projections. Alam mo, ito yung laging inaabangan namin sa media. Ano ba yung target natin dito sa SEA Games sa Cambodia? Are we looking at a top 3 finish? And ilang mga medals ba yung target natin?
Well, at this point, Ed, I think it's still too early. And to be honest and transparent, it has not been discussed yet amongst the NSAs. But preparations are ongoing. And of course, as part of the Philippine delegation, we always want to target, to be always in the top 3. But as I said earlier, there are challenges that we face. I think there are even more challenges here in Cambodia than in the previous one in Vietnam. So right now, medyo nag-aano pa lang kami, parang strategic planning pa kami ngayon. And then perhaps, sometime by maybe the end of January, it would put us in a better situation to make a good assessment ng ating targets, and which may include even the medals if you want. But at this point, really, it's really more, the discussions have been more on the participation on the different events that we would have, and then making sure that the training of our athletes are ongoing and successfully being implemented as we speak.
So Chito, pag-uusapan natin tong training, tong preparation sa mga atleta natin. Right now, meron pa bang epekto itong patuloy na threat ng COVID sa mga training ng mga atleta natin? Well, alam natin na medyo mas maluwag na ngayon yung situation ngayon, but meron pa rin mga restrictions. So ano ba yung report sa inyo ng mga NSA regarding sa mga preparation sa mga atleta nila? Meron pa bang mga epekto itong COVID na dinadanas natin ngayon?
Well, at this point, I think you're correct, Ed, in saying na medyo maluwag na at nakakapag-ensayo na yung mga INSAs natin individually on the different venues where they are training. I'm sure you have received reports that there was a hearing, I think, in Congress, just a day or two ago regarding the opening of the training centers for our athletes. And I think Chairman Noli Ayala has assured Congress that the Field Sports and Rizal Memorial Complex is already open for athletes to train in. So I think training of all the participants in the next Southeast Asian Game are moving forward very well at this point, Ed. And the threat of COVID, perhaps here in the Philippines, is again, in fairness to all our NSAs, we still continue to practice, good health protocols. Kailangan maghugas, kailangan kamay, kailangan maligo, kailangan din nakamask, and have it handy all the time wherever you go, because hindi mo naman kasi namo-monitor din lahat ng tao na nakakasalubong mo kung saan sila rin nagpupunta. So for the benefit of their good health, we continue to practice the health protocols.
Okay,
At least basic health protocols.
Okay, one more question, Sir Chito, na bago ko bigyan ng pagkakataon yung mga ibang kasama ko na makapagtanong, basketball naman tayo. Alam natin ito yung sport na closest sa iyo, you were 7-time PBA champion, and pagdating sa basketball, alam natin na isa ka sa mga authorities na pagtatanungan natin diyan, So itong basketball naman natin na sa Southeast Asian Games, alam natin na ang Gilas Pilipinas busy right now sa paghahanda para sa World Cup, May darating na na FIBA window qualifier dito sa gaganapin din sa atin sa February. So kung makakausap naman tong basketball natin, ano naman ang ibibigay mong advice sa kanila? Meron ba tayong risk na masyadong na ma-overlook natin tong SEA Games dahil ang focus natin talaga is World Cup. So kung magkakaroon ka ng pagkakataon na makausap itong mga basketball officials natin and even the basketball players, ano ba yung ibibigay mong advice para, of course, gusto rin natin talaga gold medal ulit tayo sa SEA Games?
Correct, Ed. No, at this point, I understand, as you said, the SBP is very busy in their commitments doon sa FIBA World Qualifying, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, the team is busy with their practices and preparation. I'm sure they are aware of what happened in Vietnam, and they know that it did not sit well to the whole country, actually, to lose that prestige of being the #1 in Southeast Asia. So I'm sure I still have full trust and confidence in the leadership of SBP, even with the leadership of head coach Coach Reyes and his team and the players. I'm sure they will prepare and prepare the best way they can for us to again be the dominant team and the dominant country in Southeast Asian Games.
Okay, thank you for those answers, Sir Chito. No, may mga follow-up questions yung mga kaibigan nating media rito. Malalim, gusto mong follow-up lang kay Sir Chito?
Okay, malalim, pasok.
Okay, good morning, Sir Chito.
Good morning, Jen.
Sir, meron na akong question first. Since po yung... Sir, naririnig niyo ako?
Teka, kailangan mag-mute si Lito. Paano kasi naririnig natin si Lito eh. Talagang, pasensya na, may senior moments talaga yun. Okay na.
Okay, Jean.
Okay. Sir, since yung appointment po niyo as CDM, how many times na po nag-meeting kayo with the NSAs?
I only met with them as a group, no? Twice lang. Twice. Again, on different clusters, no? Because naka-separate siya. I think we have like 3 clusters of NSAs, no? And then again, what's this? I have already had meetings also, just for your information and just to add to that, with the Philippine Sports Commission.
Sir, tungkol saan po yung meeting nyo? Sabihin, what was discussed? Yun din about...
With whom? With whom? With the NSA?
Sa PSC po. Sa PSC?
Well, the PSC is really the basic requirements ng delegation. Again, your normal requirements by our athletes before they leave the country to go to the main event, no? So it could be, the basics are, the airfare, the uniforms, the tracksuit, the parade uniform, and all the small basic things, no? Kasama na lahat yung pinag-uusapan namin because, again, in fairness to the PSC, we also need to follow a process, no? Doon sa pag-procure ng mga gamit. So we decided to meet as early as this month so that we can come up hopefully with a decision before the Christmas holidays at mailatag din nila yung kanilang kailangan na paghandaan para naman ma-address din lahat ng mga pangangailangan ng mga atleta pagdating ng Southeast Asian Games.
Sir, tanong ko lang po kasi regarding dun sa malalaman lang natin kung although yung mga procurement kasi kung meron tayong exact figure, so how many people are in the delegation, so may estimate natin, at least may estimation tayo. So what yung 840 na na-mention ni POC President Bambol is hindi ko alam kung yun na ba yun o more than 840 or 840. So tingin niyo, sir, before
I think if that is the maximum of events that we can participate in, and that is the maximum. Kung sakasakali hindi siya lalagpas diyan. Baka you know, the worst scenario is mabawasan, pero palagay ko hindi na lalagpas diyan dahil wala ka nang masasalihan na ibang event.
Okay, so we're talking, sir, about athletes only. So wala pa doon yung officials, coaches, technical, kung ano, madami yun eh.
Wala pa yun, wala pa. Atleta lang pinag-uusapan. Atleta lang.
Sir, tanong ko lang, kasi meron pong mga NSAs ngayon na lumalabas na sila. Sabi ni, although hindi natin kasi kung ang priority ba natin as far as exposure, yung SEA Games muna, kasi merong mga NSAs na wala pa na sila sa SEA Games, meron sila Asian Games, pero nakakalabas na sila. So paano, hindi ba sir napag-usapan niyo yung kay Chairman Iyada na ano ba to, priority pa muna yung pupuntang SEA Games o SEA Games, Asian Games, IMAG eh. Tatlo kasing tournaments, sir, ang pinaghahandaan natin. So, paano yung ganun, sir? Yung sa foreign exposure?
Alam mo, yung mga ganyang sitwasyon, alam mo, case-to-case basis yan, sa mga NSAs yan. Though today, as a whole delegation for next year, what is there is the Southeast Asian Games in May. At saka paghahandaan din yung Asian Games sa September. As the whole Philippine delegation, yun yung dalawang and then there are yun ang dalawang pinakamalaking tournament na pinaghahandaan natin as a delegation. Ngayon, all the other individual na mga NSA natin, meron din silang mga commitments sa kanilang Asian Federation or World Federation that they need to participate in certain or scheduled tournaments as an individual NSA. And that's their commitment to their federation. So pagdating sa desisyon kung sasali sila o hindi, desisyon ng NSA yon. Hindi na kailangan kami as the lead group for Southeast Asian Games will make that decision for them. That is their may commitment na yan So lalahok at lalahok sila. Basta it is a requirement and recognized by their own international federation, pupunta yung mga NSAs at maglalahok sila lahat doon sa mga tournament, scheduled tournaments nila. Ngayon, under the POC nga, as I said, pinakamalaki na pinaghahandaan natin ngayon is Southeast Asian Games in May and Asian Games in September. So, sa kasalukuyan, pinaghahandaan namin yung Southeast Asian Games, and kung yung mga NSA na hindi naman lalahok sa Southeast Asian Games pero meron naman silang mga kailangan puntahan na mga tournament na yun na nga, commitment nila sa kanilang federation, they, the NSA, will directly, talk and negotiate with the PSC regarding their commitments as an NSA and as part of the international federation, as a member of the international federation.
Sir, tanong ko lang, follow up regarding that. Sir, kasi merong mga pre-SEA Games tournaments na actually ginagawa talaga yan, parang in preparation. Like yung example, sir, yung wrestling. Meron silang pre-SEA first week ng December sa Cambodia. Pero hindi ko pa alam kung na-approve na ng PSC. Yung mga ganun, sir, yung pwede bang parang as CDM, syempre, ang gusto natin yung team, yung dadalhin mo, sir, kasi head of delegation kayo. Yung team natin is ano, paano kaya yun, sir? Pwede ba parang tulungan nyo yung mga NSAs na kakausapin niyo pang PFC, gano'n?
Alam mo, prerogative na ng NSA yan. No? The CDM is not going to involve itself, no? Particularly in the choosing of the athletes and who are the athletes that will participate. And ang pinaka-importante lang na anuhin ng CDM or ng grupo ng CDM is making sure that preparations for the SEA Games the preparations are running smoothly, no? As to what to participate in, what the tournament, that's the prerogative of the NSA president and the NSA itself, no? If they feel na makakatulong sa mga atleta nila na lalahok sila dun sa tournament na to before the Southeast Asian Games, makaka-benefit sa mga atleta yun, ano? They are in the better position to make that decision, ano? And they will directly negotiate and discuss this matter with the head of the PSC regarding these kinds of tournaments that they will participate in preparation for Southeast Asian Games.
So, hindi doon po sa meeting niyo with the PSC, hindi pa napag-usapan kung mag-chartered plane kayo o gano'n? Wala pang napag-usapan na gano'n?
Wala pa. But though it has been discussed briefly, but the PSC will also bypassing lang ba, no? Yun lang ang tanong, whether nga may flight ba or walang flight or kailangan bang chartered, but that is the responsibility of the PSC to find out what's available, and then on our next meeting perhaps we will be discussing this and look at of course the costing to make sure that it's amenable to everyone, and then make that decision. But as far as I think, meron atang direct flight si Philippine Airlines to Phnom Penh. Now, whether we just go commercial flight is another question. Again, based from history, hindi lahat
sa baba yung iba.
Hindi lahat nag-a-attend din ng opening. So baka the players or the participants are not scheduled to fly to Phnom Penh in one go, no? As your sport begins, yun lang kayo darating, no?
So kailan po yung next meeting niyo with PSC?
Right now as we speak, I think kumbaga sa basketball, yung bola nasa mga kamay namin. I think we have to make a decision on the design of the tracksuit na and then magmi-meeting na kami ng PSC. Siguro pag madesisyon na ng POC yan. And that should be soon. Maybe in the next couple of days siguro. Then maybe we can meet again, ano? Kami naman din, ganun din kami nagmi-meeting sa PSC, no? Via Zoom lang naman kami. So, but it's best to discuss all these matters as early as possible so that it can be addressed para hindi tayo scrambling parati.
So, isang question na lang. That
Sure.
was the question ko about the meeting with the PSC. Pero sir, yung consultative meeting mo with the NSA, at paano ba yan ang schedulean? Every month ba yan? Meron kayong regular schedule na sinusundan?
At this point, wala pa naman. I know there is a General Assembly December 1. So most likely it might be discussed there. Particularly, maybe we would ask really all participating NSAs to be there, no, and attend the meeting, because there might be questions that need to be brought up and discussed. So for me, maybe we will use that General Assembly as a meeting for us to assess whether we need to meet again with the different clusters before the Christmas holidays, or we just wait after the Christmas holiday.
So yun lang po. Thank you po. Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you,
you're most welcome.
Okay, so I'd like to introduce na po ang ating main moderator na si Ernest Hernandez na naka-Apple po ngayon. Sir Ernest, good morning, at ipato natin kay Solito.
Yes, good morning sir, at ako na muna magtatanong, si Gab muna magmo-moderator ngayong araw. Anyway, Sir Chito, magandang umaga po sa inyo, at salamat po sa paggising din po na maaga para dito sa
maaga na talaga tayo nagigising, Ernest. Good morning to you.
Good morning, good morning, sir.
It's a pleasant to be with all of you today.
Okay, anyway sir, ito no, kasi syempre yung kumbaga if kami mga sports writers and editors, kinakalendaryo na namin 2013. It's like lahat ng events ng 2020 hanggang 2022 nangyari sa isang taon. No, so what is the feedback of the athletes, no, on this cramped up schedule? Meron ba silang meron ba nagkakaroon ng difficulties, or are they enjoying this? Kasi syempre matagal din parang kami, matagal din kami natenga sa sports news. Excited ba sila sa ganitong klaseng schedule na sunod-sunod at walang halos pahinga na?
I think, I mean, again, in fairness to all our athletes and in fairness to all of you, kahit ako, ang pag-iisip ko parang na ring atleta, dahil atleta talaga ang pag-iisip ko, no? But based from initial feedback and information that I've gathered, all our athletes are even excited to get out from the isolation that they had for so many months or even 2 years, di ba? And they're willing to take the challenge to participate, no, in different competitions, whether the competition is one after the other, no. Knowing the spirit of the Filipino athlete, they will try and do their best to put themselves in great condition, in top performance condition, so that they can show their capabilities and their talent, and to represent the country again,
And with that, sir, ito no, yung coming from that question, do you think this is going to yung sinabi yung matagal ng isolation, kumbaga parang mga hayop na nakakulong sa hawla, ngayon nagpapakawalan ng matagal, di ba? Do you think yung effect nito, it will generate more winnings for us dito sa susunod na SEA Games natin?
Well, again, I'm sure this has been discussed with the different NSAs. No? The mere fact that some of them are just back to training is already nga malaking tulong na sa kanila yan. Ano? And of course, in the back of their minds, ang nasa isip din nila, hindi lang naman sila ang na-isolate. No? Pati yung mga ibang kalaban natin at ibang nations, ganun din naman sila. No? So whether the other nations are also preparing as hard as them is the $6 million question, di ba? handang-handa ba sila compared sa atin? But knowing our NSAs, our leaders, and our athletes, I'm sure that they have that in the back of their minds and they're willing to do their best, no? And train as hard as they can, because yun na nga, matagal na, they realize na matagal nang nabakante, and with the hope that if they prepare properly, there might be a big possibility that we can outperform other countries if we prepare properly and ahead of time.
Okay, ito naman, Sir Chito, medyo I'll look more forward than the SEA Games. Na kumbaga, syempre we have the Asian Games sa Philippines, meron tayong FIBA World Cup, meron at meron din tayo mga ibang competition, international competitions that are coming to the Philippines as well, and meron din tayo mga competitions na lalahukan sa in the future. Ang question ko po diyan, 2023, ano po yung isa-springboard netong 2023 sa atin leading to 2024, 2025 and even 2026?
Whoa. Well, first of all, I'm not prepared to answer that. Malayo-layo yung 2026. Pero
kahit 2024, sir.
pero again, I mean, I think, my observation, and perhaps I think some of the NSAs have also the same mindset, no? Having been isolated by the pandemic, I think a lot of NSAs, well, again, I don't want to speak really for them, but I'll give you a good example lang, like the NSA that I'm involved in, which is baseball. We're looking forward to 2023. And we will keep focused on 2023 and what is lined up for us for 2023. It's difficult to make an assessment and project and have projections for the year after 2023, because if we implement something this year, next year in 2023, after the long isolation with the pandemic, then if it doesn't work properly, then we have to look for alternatives and changes. That is our perspective, no? Though I have to let you know that as early as this year, no, we have already made different changes in our strategy when it comes to baseball, no? We cannot implement or we cannot do the same things that we did in 2019 if we want to be more successful, and that was before the pandemic, no? So as early as now, we have been preparing, and we look forward to 2023 with great hopes that what we are planning today might, and hope and pray that it will be successful in 2023. If not, then we have to go to the, as they say, the drawing board again and make adjustments and changes, no? As we move forward. Dahil napakahigpit ang competition ngayon sa iba't ibang bansa, and the other athletes as well sa mga ibang bansa are also preparing, no? So we always have to be on our toes and look forward to always improving ourselves, our athletes, our coaches, and with the hope of even performing better than the previous.
Okay, sir. Ito last question ko na po, no? Syempre, sir, kayo naging atleta din po kayo nung kapanahunan nyo, no? Kung kayo po let's say medyo yung dali natin yung Chito Loyzaga during the pandemic, no? Na yung prime na Chito Loyzaga during the pandemic, at ito na nga makakawala na and everything. How would a Chito Loyzaga treat the pandemic during his prime and leading towards normalization ngayon? Ano yung magiging mindset? Ano yung magiging conditioning ng utak natin? How will your routine be?
Well, again, using also again as an example, I'm going to use baseball as an example, no? And I have to, admire our coaches and our players, no? That of course during the pandemic, very limited yung mobility mo, no? You were just at home, talaga, nakakulong, naka-isolate, naka-lockdown. So I guess the technology of this online Zoom has given us another alternative. You know, I admire them that even via Zoom, individually they were able to practice, no, collectively as a team via Zoom. So the coaches could see them doing their necessary, perhaps strength and conditioning exercises, and as a group, no. And these were preparations, and I have to admire them because it's not easy. It's difficult, and as an athlete, you kailangan isipin mo rin, alam mo, malungkot na mag-isa ka lang, di ba? Lalo pa pag team sport ka lang ang nilalaro mo, tapos mag-isa ka lang, no? Ang epekto sa iyo sa inyong pag-iisip, sa inyong katawan, sa inyong tawag dito, nararamdaman, malaki, no? So with that, kami as the leaders of baseball, we made sure, no, that whatever the coaches and athletes needed to continue their training and even improve their training via the available opportunities that we have during the pandemic, we just made sure that they were properly supported. Madami-dami rin kaming mga meetings ng mga coaches noon online, just to strategize on how we can help our athletes, no. But now that we're outside of the pandemic, things are moving faster, things are moving quicker. All these support systems are being put in place. We have, and I know again, we've been working closely with the Philippine Sports Commission regarding some of our needs sa baseball, and they have really supported us 100%, and I thank you, the PSC, all the personnel, and today with the leadership of Noli Ayala. I'm sure we would be able to prepare and perform better, no. I'll give you an example lang. Just some of our athletes kasi come from the province, no, and right now the PSC has extended accommodations to some of them, no. So they're now staying at the I believe at the Rizal Memorial Complex, so that during our training at the Rizal Memorial Baseball Field, it would be easier for our athletes, no, to come to training right away, no. Alam naman natin yung mga paghihirap na dinanasan natin lahat nung pandemic. So I'm thankful, no, that slowly things have been opening up, and we've been now been able to adjust and implement more programs, preparations, and training for our athletes to prepare, no? And for any international tournament that might be scheduled for next year.
Okay, yun lang po sir yung katanungan ko. Dadagdag ko sana yung tanong na kung totoo po yung background sa likod nyo kasi parang ang sarap dyan eh.
Totoo. Totoo. Yung mga naririnig mong ibon, hindi nakatape yun. Talagang ibon yun.
Okay, sir. Balik ko na po kay Gab Ferreras ang mikropono.
Okay, thank you
Salamat.
so much, Sir Ernest. At ako nga nagpasa sa akin ng moderating job for this episode nga lang. So, abang hinihintay natin si Sir Lito Cinco, ako na muna magtatanong. I understand kayo ni Sir Ma'am Len Espoliante at ni Sir Paulo Tangkotyan. By the way, Coach Len, advance congratulations nga pala dahil magsasagawa sila ng PCKDF National Open this coming weekend. At alam ko baka ikaw dadalo doon sa Talisay, Batangas. Si Coach Len at si Sir Paulo napili ni President Bambol na italaga bilang CDM at BCDM. Although di ka pa naglaro sa SEA Games, kasi ang alam ko naglaro ka dati sa 1990 Asian Games. Ano ba ang advantage ng pagiging isang dating atleta? Yung may mahabang karanasan mo sa national team, sa isang parang managerial job na awakan yung mga kasalukuyang atleta natin. And of course, talagang thrilled ka ba na awakan itong CDM role na rin na dating inawakan noong 2019 ni Chairman Ramirez at noong 2021 last year ni Commissioner Mon Fernandez?
Well, siguro, well, in preparations, definitely, no. I think with Coach Len and Paulo, I think we will be able to work together. No? As you said, they also have experiences in Southeast Asian Games. No? But pagdating naman sa mga ganitong preparations, really, what we really want to focus on is we want to make sure na yung pangangailangan ng mga atleta natin na lalako, matanggap nila, no? Para maging matagumpay naman ang paghahanda nila para dun sa Southeast Asian Games, no? You know, as a CDM, I'm sure and I trust that by siguro January of next year, magkakaroon siguro ng first, you know, CDM meeting with all the other countries. So we will be able to see, no, yung mga facilities na saan lalahok yung mga atleta natin, yung kanilang tutulugan, yung kanilang pagkain, yung kanilang medical requirements. You know, we will be able to see this, and basically that is the role that we have to play, because hindi lang naman para sa mga atleta natin, pero para din sa mga atleta ng mga ibang bansa na everything is ready and prepared to address any requirement or concern that all the athletes will have and need during the tournament proper.
So, kumusta na pala, Sir Chito, yung cooperation natin at pagpaplano between the NSAs? Kasi medyo sinisimulan pa yung strategic planning sessions ninyo, pati na rin ang PSC na malabang by next year, meron na tayong nakasecure na budget for the SEA Games and other competitions sa planong pagsasagawa ng mga qualifiers and tryouts para ma-determine natin yung mga siguro nating ipapadala doon sa Cambodia.
Well, again, with regards to the budget, I think the biggest challenge really is the PSC getting or completing the commission as we speak today, it's just Chairman Noli Ayala and Commissioner Bongku, no? And they have to complete their the commission, and then so that they can really address most of the requirements of the different NSAs in preparation not only for Southeast Asian Games, but for other competitions that they may have as an individual NSA. No? Correct me lang if I'm wrong, no? Ang pagkaintindi ko rin kasi is I believe that ang Congress also made a budget, no, for next year for the Asian Games and for the Southeast Asian Games. Tama ba pagkaintindi ko?
Oo nga. Nakapagbasa na yon sa Congress at sa Senate. Sa BICAM na lang ang kulang.
Oh. So I guess with regards to the tournament proper kasi, so at least meron lang nalaan na budget to cover the cost. And most likely the PSC will just tackle the basic needs lang of our athletes and the individual NSAs, kung ano yung magiging requirement nila, whether you're participating or not.
What about sa training venues, Chito? Kasi may mga iling mga kongresista natin na buksan para sa mga SEA Games bound athletes yung lahat ng mga facilities ng PSC na mayroon sa Manila, sa Pasig, sa Baguio City. Although nagagamit na talaga ito actually for other international competitions for this year and next year. At kumbinsido ka ba na kapag hindi natupad yung promise, makakapag-anap ba kayo ng mga alternatibong ng mga training venues para dito sa mga iba pang mga national teams na ipapadala doon sa Cambodia?
Base sa impormasyon na nakaabot na sa akin, mukha naman na nung congressional hearing na which was done a few days ago, mukhang bukas naman lahat, no, na ng venue. I think Chairman Noli Ayala assured, no, all the congressmen who were and the NSAs who were present during the hearing na bukas na lahat itong mga facilities for training. To be honest with you, I am aware that our baseball teams are already practicing in Rizal Memorial even as early as the first quarter of this year, no? Except nung first quarter, medyo mahigpit pa ng konti dahil meron pa tayo mga health protocols na kailangan sundan. But as we speak today, maluwag na and nakakapag-ensayo na sila ng maigi.
Okay, so far ano pa ang nag-nais gawin ng inyong CDM Secretariat upang ikayatin yung governments natin, yung private sectors, NGOs para in unity, in cheering as one para sa ating mga atleta natin and even yung ating support ng ating sports followers whether sa online and on ground?
Well, I think that might not just be the task of the CDM Secretariat, but of the POC per se. No? We are doing our preparations. I mean, again, through the leadership of Com Bambol, the executive board, and the different leaderships of the NSAs are working together in making sure, no, that preparations not only for Southeast Asian Games, no, but even the Asian Games and other international events that the POC is committed to participate in. We have to make sure that the proper preparations are put in place and the proper training of our athletes ma-implement natin para nakakasiguro tayo na makuha natin yung talagang at ma-maximize natin yung talagang the highest performance of our athletes in all of these tournaments.
Okay, ayaw natin magbigay ng prediction kasi masyadong maaga pa yung Mayo. Pero any early expectations for the teams? Kasi ina-expect natin maganda magiging medal output, lalo na yung martial arts. Although, medyo maigpit nga yung Cambodia pagdating sa number ng athletes. Yung sa kanila, 100%. Yung kalaban natin, mga 75% or less.
Well, again, I guess most of our NSAs, kung gagamitin nila or babasihan nila yung Southeast Asian Games last year sa Vietnam, I'm sure all of them who participated there will have a very good idea on how to prepare themselves for the coming Cambodia Southeast Asian Games. No? So I have full trust and confidence in the leaders of our various NSAs, particularly those who have participated in Vietnam and are looking forward to participate in Cambodia, that they will do the necessary preparations and planning and adjustments because they have a better understanding and a better vision on what their own athletes in the respective NSAs would need to perform at a high level.
Okay, my last question bago ko ipasa sa iba pang kasama para sa kanilang follow-up kasi medyo mag-limited time tayo. Singit natin konti ang baseball na inyong inaawakan na NSA. Anong update sa national team natin for both men's and women's and sa grassroots program na rin ng PABA this year and even next year?
Well, as we speak today, our men's and women's are really practicing hard and preparations have been ongoing, and we look forward for next year. No, there are no more tournaments for 2022. As we speak today, our Vice President for PABA, si Boy Ting Son, is in Thailand participating or is part of the executive board of the Baseball Federation of Asia. That is a good news for us this year. He was voted in. So he sits on the board and they have a planning session that's ongoing in Thailand as we speak in Bangkok. And he's there, and perhaps maybe in the next couple of days we'll have a better picture of what we can look forward to for 2023. But definitely initial talks have been, of course, done, and we are looking forward for the Women's Asia Cup for next year. We are also looking forward for the Men's East Asia Cup, and we are also looking forward to the Men's Asian Championships, and we're also looking forward to a U15 tournament for next year. As to when these tournaments will happen, that's being discussed today as we speak during the meeting, and the dates. No, Siyempre, they have to take into consideration a lot of other tournaments, like the Southeast Asian Games and maybe the Asian Games. But definitely, we will have a better picture after their scheduled board meeting that they're having today in Bangkok, Thailand.
Okay, Sir Ed, meron kang follow-up sa baseball. Then si Ma'am Jean, isang question naman regarding sa baseball bago tayo magpaalam.
Okay, thank you, Gab. Sir Chito, no, last week naging panauhin namin si ASAPIL President na John Henry Luwillar nga. Nabanggit niya nga na nalungkot siya na hindi kasama yung softball sa darating na SEA Games, no? And itong baseball hindi rin na kasama ngayon sa Cambodia, no? So meron ba kayo na pag-uusapan na counterpart tournaments na pwedeng gawin para kasama yung ibang Southeast Asian countries na makapaglaro ng baseball tournament kasabay ng SEA Games?
Well, what I can share with you is middle of this year, middle in 2022, we had the Asia Congress, the Baseball Federation of Asia Congress, and the WBSC, which is the World Baseball Softball Confederation Congress, and it happened in July, and they had it in Taiwan, in Taipei. We were represented there by Secretary General Pepe Munoz. He attended both Congress, first the Asia and then the world, but when it comes to Asia, my understanding is when it comes to Southeast Asian Games, I think they were able to, for at least I'm speaking only for baseball. I think they were able to get commitments from the different hosts of the coming Southeast Asian Games. Like in 2025 we have Thailand. In 2027 we have Laos. In 2029 I think we have Singapore, and then in 2031 we have, I think, Malaysia, and in 2033 I think it's tayo. So based from the discussions that they had during the Congress with regards to baseball, mukhang committed naman sila to already have baseball as a sport for Southeast Asian Games by 2025.
So
actually,
last na itong 2023 na walang baseball.
Actually, no. If Cambodia, alam mo kasi first time nga sila host eh. To be honest, and in fairness to Cambodia, noong 2019 we had a Cambodia team that participated in Manila for baseball. Ang sad part lang talaga is they don't have a proper venue of international standard na available ngayon sa Cambodia. Kung meron lang, nasama sana yung baseball. Meron naman silang baseball team. Kaya lang, they don't have a venue of international standard that they can use. So kaya hindi nasama for this hosting. So we have to accept the realities of things.
So after dito sa Cambodia, we can expect na mas maraming kasali na talaga ang baseball sa SEA Games. So laging sure gold tayo dyan sa baseball sa SEA Games.
Correct. And just like basketball, we have to maintain and become really the dominant player for Southeast Asia.
Okay, thank you, Sir Chito. Unless Jean, may follow-up question ka, or we can have our group photo na kay Sir Chito. Alam natin na very busy schedule siya, lalo na ngayon siya na yung CDM dito sa SEA Games. Jean?
Okay, Ma'am Jean, your follow-up sa baseball.
Actually, Pasensya ka na, sir, kasi medyo, alam mo naman, medyo hindi ako masyadong sa baseball. Although, nasusubaybayan ko pa yan nung panahon ni sir, tanong ko lang kailan po sir huling nag-medal ang baseball sa SEA Games?
2019.
2019, so, meron
Gold
naman
tayo.
tayong pag-asa. Meron naman tayong pag-asa sa 2025. So, mas malaki ang ating preparation, di ba?
Yes.
Sir, malakas ba yung team ng Thailand?
Yes.
Sa baseball? Malakas.
We played Thailand for the finals in 2019 in Southeast Asia.
So sila rin. Sir, baka bumawi sir kasi host sila eh.
Oh,
Gusto
maaari.
nila manalo sila on home soil.
Maaari.
Oh.
So
Sir,
we have to be prepared.
Ayun, sir, mahaba naman 23, 24. So may 2 years naman tayo preparation. Sir, na-mention nyo kasi kanina yung mga inattendan, like ongoing ngayon, yung isang Asian Federation meeting na inattendan ni Mr. Dingson, and then siguro baka pwedeng ko sabihin pag natapos siguro yung meeting, sir, can we like get what happened or what was discussed during the meeting na pagbalik ni Sir Dingson?
I am always welcome
Oo.
to have a very nice discussion with all of you anytime. You just
para
let me
updated.
know, and then I can update you both for Southeast Asia, Cambodia, and for baseball.
Sige sir. Thank you po. Thank you sir.
Siguro, Jean, ang hamon ko lang sa'yo, since sabi mo kanina na hindi mo masyadong sinusubaybayan ng baseball.
Sir, pero hindi sir Sir, like Mariano na sinusubaybayan yan.
Let me finish first. Let me finish. Ang hamon ko sa'yo, okay, subaybayan mo yung women's baseball team natin.
Women's baseball, sir.
Because I am in the belief that they will perform very well. Something really for us to be proud of.
So, tanong ko lang, yung national team natin is regularly training at Quezon Memorial?
Correct.
Ano yun? Babae, lalaki o lalaki lang?
Pareho.
Pareho. So, anong oras nagpa-practice yan?
They just have alternative days, no? I really am not, manghuhula lang ako kung sasagutin ko yung mo. I know they're there. Maybe you can ask our venue manager, si Jerry Maniklang, on the schedules that they have, no? But they are continuously preparing and practicing at the Rizal Memorial baseball stadium.
Sir, kasi ang suki talaga dyan ng baseball, sir, si Clyde Mariano. Oo,
correct.
Yan talaga dyan. Oo. Kaya sabi ko nga, kahit naman lagi kong kasama yan, hindi man lang ako sabihin na influence niya na mahilig sa baseball.
Ay, nako. Well, again, please send my regards to Clyde when you see him. But we are preparing. And, the previous performance of our women's baseball team, on an Asia level, the last time they participated we ended up third. We won the bronze medal in Asia. I'm not talking Southeast Asia. I'm talking Asia.
Sir, saan po yan?
So
anong taon?
Sorry?
Sir, anong taon po yun?
2019.
Sir, hindi, sige, Asia. So, anong tournament yan, sir? Asian baseball?
Women's World, Women's Asia Cup.
Asia Cup.
And because they won the bronze medal, they qualified for the World Baseball, the World Cup, the World Baseball, the Women's World Cup. Unfortunately, nadali sila ng pandemic. So, hindi natuloy, na-postpone. They were supposed to go to Mexico and participate in the Women's World Cup, the top 12 countries of the world. One there was the Philippines. Sayang, hindi natuloy.
So kailan ang next kailan yung next next Asia Cup
Next year.
next year. So
Next year.
meron tayong isang competitive team na ipapadala doon.
Very competitive. Alam mo,
So,
sorry?
So, yung team po na sinasabi niyo hindi nakalaro, although nag-qualify tayo dun sa World Women's tournament na supposed to be in Mexico, na-cancel yun. So, yung team po ba natin noon, yun din ang maglalaro, prepare natin for 2023?
There are a few that are still there. There are a few that are still there. But we have new, younger ones, and we look forward to prepare them to compete at a high level.
Sige, sir. Thank you po. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you rin, Jin. Salamat.
Okay, so with that, bago ako mag-photo op natin, special shoutout nga pala kay Coach Edgar de los Reyes ng Philippine Women's Baseball Team and sa wife ninyo sa TNR for doing an excellent job nga protecting the environment. Bagitin ko ang pangalan niya, si Secretary Tony Chito Loyzaga.
Thank you. Maraming salamat. Parang ano rin yan. Parang sports din yan. Very challenging.
Lalo na pag may budget deliberations niya, ika nga kasi medyo marami mga issue. Pero at least lutan lang naman ni Secretary Tony ito. And we're really proud of her in the efforts niya sa pagprotekta at pangangalaga sa ating kalikasan. Okay, so photo up tayo everyone. So show your smile, Ernest. Thumbs up. 1, 2, 3. Okay, Sir Ed, ikaw na magbigay ng uling salita para sa ating bisita natin.
Okay, again, so nagpapasalamat kami kay Sir Chito Loyzaga for joining us dito sa ating latest episode ng Sports on Air. Sir Chito, maybe you want to say your closing remarks or may message ka sa mga taga-subaybay natin sa darating na Southeast Asian Games and lalong-lalo na sa baseball na kung saan banggit mo nga na malaki itong inaasahan natin sa ating women's baseball team.
Well, first of all, unang-una gusto ko magpasalamat sa inyo for inviting me para makibahagi dito sa morning session nyo ng Sports on Air. I hope this will not be the last. Please, huwag kayong mag-atubiling magpadala ng message sa akin kung kailangan natin mag-usap ulit na ganito. I will be more than happy to accommodate and make time for all of you. No? And to our listeners who have tuned in with us this morning, magandang umaga sa inyong lahat. Ang aking lang pwedeng i-share sa inyo today is, alam nyo, malaking pagsubok din sa lahat ng mga atleta natin na makabalik sa larangan ng palakasan, lalong-lalo pa na nanggaling sila sa pandemic. Malaking epekto sa kanila to ang maging naka-isolation, na lockdown. So, ngunit ginagawa nila lahat ng kakayanan nila na to prepare and make sure that they train properly para maibigay din nila ang lahat ng kakayanan nila at makapag-perform ng mabuti at sa mataas na antas at magbigay ng karangalan din ulit sa ating bansa. So bigyan lang natin sila ng panahon and I am sure na our Filipino athletes, malaking mga puso niyan eh. So they will perform well this coming Southeast Asian Games at that they will make us proud again. So on that note, maraming salamat ulit I hope na lahat kayo ay nasa mabuting kalagayan at kalusugan at mag-ingat lang araw-araw at magpasalamat tayo sa ating Panginoon sa mga biyayang binibigay sa atin at ilagay lahat ng ating minamahal sa buhay at sa mabuting kalagayan.
Okay,
Salamat
thank
po.
you. Thank you, Sir Chito. Good luck sa new role mo, CDM, no? And marami pa kaming imbitasyon sa iyo, lalo-lalo na pag-usapan naman natin susunod ang men's and women's baseball teams natin na mayroon nga mga tournaments next year.
Correct. Salamat din. Good
Gab,
morning to
your
everyone.
final word?
Okay, so again, we would like to thank Sir Chito. It was nice to talk to you at sana patuloy po nating support ang ating Team Pilipinas. Ipagdasal po natin, i-cheer natin at magbigay ng available support although matagal-tagal pa itong Mayo. And we do hope baka pwede natin balikan next year. Ipita ulit sa program ko, di kaya ulit sa Sports on Air. Pero makasama na natin yung dalawa nating CDMs na Coach Len. Alam ko magiging busy sa kanyang Dragon Boat National Open. At si Lon, although marami siyang commitment sa Sambo months before the Cambodia. Approve ba tayo dyan, Sir Chito?
Okay, approve.
Okay, so with that, this has been Sports on Air Weekly. We would like to invite more guests as possible as we reach the year end. Kaya mag-isang buwan na lang bago ang Pasko at alam ko nararamdaman na yung simoy ang angin sa 30th month bonus kung pwede. For those who are interested to watch the program, please follow, like, share, and subscribe sa Sports on Air at Sports Corner PH, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube, pati na sa TikTok. And I believe Sports Corner PH is about to reach 21,000 followers, hopefully by today. So thank you so much sa inyong suporta. So with this is Gab Peras along with Sir Ed, Ma'am Jean, Sir Ernest, at nakasama natin kanina, although hindi natin na pagbigyan ng magtanong, si Sir Lito Cinco ng People's Tonight. We're wishing you all, salamat po sa inyo. And again, ingat po tayo. At talaga naman, pagpakain po tayo ng ating Panginoon kasi every gising is a blessing. So until next Thursday, this has been Sports on Air Weekly. Bye!